So it's the eve of Donald Trump's inauguration. He hosted the MAGA victory rally in Washington, D.C. Thousands of people arriving in support, celebrations beginning in Virginia with fireworks to welcome Trump to the White House. At the rally, Trump reiterated America First narrative for Washington, D.C. and, of course, for people watching it. He's going to be the 47th president of the United States of America, likely to sign a barrage of executive orders related to immigration. It's been the biggest flashpoint, including border security, energy and governance. Now, Trump's oath ceremony is planned indoors due to the inclement weather expected. Interestingly, of course, remember who is going to be representing other countries. For India, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar will be representing India at the ceremony. And in many ways, this is a historic return for Donald Trump.
As a first step toward restoring transparency and accountability to government, we will also reverse the overclassification of government documents, and in the coming days, we are going to make public remaining records relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, his brother Robert Kennedy, as well as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and other topics of great public interest. It's all going to be released, Uncle Sam. I will end the war in Ukraine, I will stop the chaos in the Middle East, and I will prevent World War III from happening, and you have no idea how close we are. Before even taking office, you are already seeing results that nobody expected to see. Everyone is calling it I don't want to say this, it's too braggadocious, but we'll say it anyway, the Trump effect. It's you're the effect. And as of today, TikTok is back. So, I did a little TikTok thing. We have a guy, TikTok Jack. He's a young kid, like 21 years old. And we hired this guy, and I went on TikTok. Can you believe what I'll do to win an election? And we went on TikTok. And Republicans have never won the young vote, the youth vote. They win a lot of votes, but they never won the youth vote. We won the youth vote by 36 points. We have no choice. We have to save it. A lot of jobs. We don't want to give our business to China. We don't want to give our business to other people. We will quickly reestablish control of our sovereign territory and borders. We will expel every single illegal alien, gang member, and migrant criminal operating on American soil.
We're looking forward to making a lot of changes, and this victory is the start, really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever. So, and make America great again.
There's a lot of issues. One that comes to mind is the climate crisis and the lack of their care and movement and change, and in making change or preventing or mitigating the risk of the climate crisis, but also just rights for queer people, rights for trans people, rights for women, I think are all things that a lot of people are gathered here today.
I am anxious because I know a lot of people that don't, quote unquote, have their papers, right? And their family members, they could be your neighbor, and then you could just wake up one day and they're gone. And I don't think that's right? Like, it should not just be like a black and white thing. He should be helping people instead of scaring them away or being like, oh, if you're not white, you can't be here. That's not how things should be.
Women, their rights are slowly being stripped away from them day by day, and we just have to stand up and take a stand because it is our body, it's our choice. We cannot allow this to go on any longer.
There's definitely an anxiety knowing that there's 200 ICE agents that are coming to the city of Chicago. We've done all we can to try to be prepared and support as many people as we can in the city of Chicago. But ultimately we'll see what next week brings. When communities are living in fear, they don't go to work, they don't go to school. Long term, that has an impact not just on the immigrant communities, but it has an impact on our entire city and entire country as a whole, because we rely on immigrant labor. We have our growth, our population, our consumers. a very large portion of them are immigrants that are coming into the U.S. And so when they're in fear, it impacts all of us.
Let's go on the ground live. Joining me, Rohit Sharma from Washington, D.C. Rohit, good morning, or I'm sure it's going to be a pretty long night for you as well. What is it looking like with regard to how the situation's on the ground? It's pretty cold, I believe.
It is. It is very cold. It's minus 4 degrees Celsius. We have snow coming down, and it is again. There is a lot of excitement, but this is the inclement weather we've been talking about that has pushed the inauguration indoors for President Donald Trump tomorrow. But as we were on the ground today reporting, a lot of excitement among Trump supporters.
Rohit, also tell me this. How many people are expected to come in? You must have seen previous inaugurations, whether it's Obama or Biden. How different do you think this likely would be? Go ahead.
This is definitely going to be different. I mean, they were expecting at least, there were about 220,000 tickets handed out, plus about another 300,000 people were supposed to be there. So National Park Service had estimated about 500,000 people. But because of the ceremony now being held indoors, they're expecting about 100,000 people, if not more than that, because people are going to be staying home. I mean, behind me, you probably saw a snow truck, cleaning the streets. People are already inside right now. So we may not see that much amount of turnaround. I mean, Obama's was obviously historic. There are about close to 1 million people that showed up during Obama's first inauguration. But from a crowd size perspective, yes, we may not see that crowd size. But the excitement that we saw today at Capital One Arena, and the similar kind of excitement we'll be able to witness tomorrow, because President Trump, once he takes oath, he will head back to Capital One Arena where we were today, and we will see a lot of people trying to get into the arena again tomorrow.
All right, Rohit, thank you very much for bringing us all the latest updates.